So today is the day that I do my full review on this. This is the BB-550 toilet seat, or bidet seat from BioBidet. This also pertains to the BB-500 because essentially they are twins, aside from the fact that the BB-550 has heated drying. So it does have that drying capability built into it. Now, if you're looking at a bidet seat, this is a great option at a price, right? This you can get it for about $199. And at that price point, I have not seen one that's even close to the quality that this lives up to. Now, there are some drawbacks to it, specifically if you compare it to some of the higher end models, and we're going to go through that now. Hey folks, welcome back to techgooch, and today, like I said, we're going through this. This is the BB-550 bidet seat. Again, also similar to the 500, the BB-500, which does not have the drying capability where this one does. Now, at its price point of 199 bucks, this is a fully electric bidet seat with warm water, heated seat, as well as heated dry on the 550 model. Now, you can get either. They're both at pretty much the same price point, whether you do the BB-500 or BB-550. It's up to you whether or not you want the drying capability. But because you have it, doesn't mean you have to use it. So if it was my recommendation, go with the 550 if you can get a hold of it. Now, it's a slimmer lined seat than in the past. BioBidet has really worked on getting their seats not as thick and really slimming them down so they don't take up this huge footprint and stick way above the seat in the back. They've done a fantastic job on this one. It's not only that, but they're also trying to give you the most amount of room inside the bowl itself, right, inside the seat. Now, it requires an elongated toilet. This is an elongated seat, which basically allows for the electronics. You can't really do, you have a really small business if you didn't have an elongated bowl toilet, but this does require that. Now, this is a fully electric bidet seat, which means it has to have electricity. And if you're in a home that didn't plan on a bidet seat, you probably don't have an outlet readily available at the toilet. That's something that you would have to work out whether or not how you do it. I added on my upstairs one underneath the, basically I had an outlet above the kitchen counter. I put one below. And I'm gonna do the same thing in my basement bathroom as well. Working into that. But that said, we're not talking about that today. We're talking about the actual seat itself. This one has everything about it for the price point that it's at. Again, 199 bucks. You compare that to some of the other ones I've done in the $500–600 range. You can get the whole house done for that with these seats. Of course, depending on how many bathrooms you have. But the big thing is that you're cleaning your bottom area substantially better than just wiping alone. You can still use toilet paper to wipe. Obviously, you're just wiping away water now rather than other stuff, or if you didn't get it all. Or you can actually use the heated drying cycle to get off most of the moisture and you're good to go. I use very, very, very little toilet paper, if I use it all, since I've been using bidet seats since 2020, actually since the last toilet paper scare we had in this country. And I rarely use toilet paper. Now, I only would have had to use toilet paper on number 2s anyway. So my kids and my wife both still use it. They have, I would say, drastically cut down on how much they use based on prior usage before the bidet seats came in. And so if you're looking at bidet seats, these are great. Now, I understand there's a lot of people out there that probably are skeptical about the electric versus just the standard spray and wash kind of bidet seats. Those are great, but your water will be cold and you will be using toilet paper or something to dry with because, well, you're going to be wet no matter what, otherwise. And because it's cold water, it tends to take longer to dry. Not as comfortable. Whereas with this, I don't typically use the heated seat itself very often unless it's really cold out. Then the heated seat is nice. But the heated water and the heated dry is the best thing ever. So without further ado, let's go over and go into my restroom, my bathroom, show you what the bidet seat looks like on my toilet. And yeah, we'll go from there. Okay, so we're in my bathroom, nice and echoey. But that said, this is the BB-550. Now right away you'll notice, if you've seen other bidet seats, this section back here is quite thin in comparison to some of the other seats, which is kind of, I think, the new design that BioBidet is going for. Something that doesn't look like a, hey, I'm a bidet seat. Other than the controls that are on the side of the toilet, this doesn't look too much thicker than a traditional seat. It doesn't have automatic open. You wouldn't expect it at this price point, but it still does have soft close on both the seat as well as the lid. They're both soft close. The electronic section back here, which has the sprayers as well as the drying capability on the 550 model. Everything's housed in there. Now I will grab some saran wrap and throw it over here in a minute to go over the different modes and everything on the controls. But the controls are right back here, and they're very intuitive. There's a front wash mode and a rear wash mode for ladies and everybody essentially. You push it towards the back for rear wash. You push the lever towards the front for a front wash. And then they're in the center, and you click the center, that's the drying capability. On the other side, there are some buttons. Typically, once you set these, you're not going to be resetting them, but these are where you can change the temperature, heated seat temperature and the water temperature, all right here. And then drying mode is warm drying. So let me grab some saran wrap so you can see what the shooters look like. Okay, so these toilet seats do have a sensor built into the seat itself. And so that sensor is actually going to indicate whether or not you can actually wash or not. So I'm going to put my hand on it, and you can hear that beep beep. That knows that, hey, there's somebody sitting on this seat. And if I take this lever over here, push it to the back, toward the back, it's going to do a rear wash. Let's make sure it goes underneath the saran wrap. There she goes. And then if I click it back, just quick and easily goes back to back up in its housing. Now, if you noticed, it does wash off that every single time, so you are getting a wash cycle on these ends to kind of help sterilize it. So let's do a front cycle for feminine wash. Go towards the front. And now we have a front cycle. And then back to center for that. Now, I can do a drying mode as well, which you're only going to see a little, but basically, oh, it's nice and warm. But that's just blowing, blowing air on it. And if I hit it again, it stops it. Same thing goes if I was drying. And after I have been drying long enough, I'm good. I get off the seat. It will automatically turn itself off. Now there are two other buttons that I couldn't really show you back here, but I'm going to try to show you here now. One towards the back of the toilet is for the heated seat. So you can adjust how hot or warm the seat is. I typically don't use that, but if it is cold, I can. In the basement down here where I'm at right now, it does get pretty cool during the winter. And then the front button is where you can adjust the water and air temperature. So they kind of go hand in hand. So you can select how warm you want that water and air temperature. And you have multiple settings. So you basically have it off. So you won't be using much electricity at all. Then you can have a low, and then a high, and then off. So I keep it at low. I don't put it on high. But I definitely like the warm water and the warm air. So yeah, that's it. Pretty awesome, pretty simple. Now, it doesn't have a remote control. Like you can see over here on the wall, this is from one of my other BioBidet units. My first BioBidet unit, actually, my BB-500, which I still love to this day. But that's where this one ended up, was down here, and this is currently replacing that. So while I prefer the remote, not a necessity. The controls make it easy because you don't have to put something on the wall or anything, and you don't have to find the remote to use it. You just on. Now you don't have as many settings, but in all reality, you're just washing your rear anyway, so just let it wash and go. So that is the BB-550. Like I said, the BB-500 and the 550 are identical, other than the fact that this has drying capability built into it. But if you can get them at the same price, again, I recommend just going with the BB-550. You might as well. It just comes down to whether or not you can get it. I will put links in the description to both the BB-500 and 550 where you can find it. I am a huge BioBidet supporter. I have been ever since I bought my very first BB-2000 back during the pandemic. And I've done the Discovery, which is their kind of top of the line seat, and really have loved that one. That's actually still my main one on my main level, whereas the BB-2000 has kind of been put down here. And then of course I've cycled through some other ones, some other brands as well. And for the money, without a doubt, this is your best bang for your buck, because you get the heated water, you get the heated drying, you get the heated seat if that's something that interests you or not. All of those just make a more comfortable experience. And in all reality, I think the warm water and the warm drying substantially make up the difference, because I think they clean better, if nothing else. It's kind of like washing your dishes with warm water versus cold water. It's not like doing your laundry, because there's special detergents that are built for cold water. Well, when you're washing your bottom, warm water just does better. And of course, you'll enjoy it more. And half the part is experience. So that is the BB-550 and of course 500 by all those remarks. If you have any questions, please comment below. Like, comment, share this video if you can for me, and let everybody know what you think of it. But yeah, if you have used a different bidet seat and you have something to recommend, you know, comment below or head over to techgooch or shoegeek.com and let me know what you think. Or if you have something specific that you think I should try out, let me know. I'd highly appreciate it. This guy, worth every dollar of the 199 bucks you can get him for. So thank you for watching to the end of this video. Like, comment, share, subscribe, like I said, and we'll catch you back here on techgooch for another future video review. I'm sure I'll have more seats in the future. Thanks for watching. See you soon.